These experiences, where people who have nothing other than a briefcase, they go into collusion with elements in the Ministry of Justice. They wrap up an agreement which is meant to favor them, even as they show no competence, no evidence of competence that they can get the job done. And when they can't do the job, you ask them to leave, we are asked to pay some money to allow those who have the competence to do it. That is my summary of all that has happened. And typically, why I say it is within our power, Mr. President, shall we, on another occasion, enact a law that says a dispute arising from commercial transaction in Nigeria, the arbitration, where necessary, must be on the soil of Nigeria and not in a foreign country? We are a sovereign nation. And I can see that it is Nigerian lawyers and government officials in the Ministry of Justice over the years, they always enter into an agreement that disfavors the country to the benefit of private investors who pay a peanut for admission to be worded in a way that Nigeria is in trouble.
So guys, welcome back again to my channel. I am back again. So there is tension in the Senate where senators are in a meeting, and then some argument came up where Oshiomole came out and said that the government always does things that is not in favor of the country, and which you all know. Yes, let's talk about the issue of light, electricity. You know that in a country that has factories and industries, electricity is the main thing first, and we are in a country where the government are more focused on the project that will yield them personal interest and not for the country. So guys, I would like you guys to just listen to what Oshiomole said and other senators said in Senate meeting, and not to let any of you in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Stay tuned, guys.
What as a country we are losing beyond the 3,050 megawatts, even the nature in Mambila, the tourism that it will attract to Mambila, the agricultural opportunities in Mambila are beyond anybody's imagination. For any government to have priority in Nigeria, I believe that Mambila Hydro project should be that #1 priority in terms of infrastructural development, not roads, not railway. Because if you have power, 3,000 megawatts, 100 megawatts are more than enough to virtually each and every state in Nigeria. And in one place, you can mobilize and generate 3,000 megawatts, and yet over the years, we've been playing politics with this. Mr. President, something is wrong with us.
These experiences, where people who have nothing other than a briefcase, they go into collusion with elements in the Ministry of Justice. They wrap up an agreement which is meant to favor them, even as they show no competence, no evidence of competence that they can get the job done. And when they can't do the job, you ask them to leave, we are asked to pay some money to allow those who have the competence to do it. That is my summary of all that has happened. And typically, why I say it is within our power, Mr. President, shall we, on another occasion, enact a law that says a dispute arising from commercial transaction in Nigeria, the arbitration, where necessary, must be on the soil of Nigeria and not in a foreign country? We are a sovereign nation. And I can see that it is Nigerian lawyers and government officials in the Ministry of Justice over the years, they always enter into an agreement that disfavors the country to the benefit of private investors who pay a peanut for admission to be worded in a way that Nigeria is in trouble. Now
As the chair committee on local content, I would say that I have received quite a few petitions with regards to the ownership or the legal tussles around the Mambila project. So as we are asking on the president to consider this as one of the key projects of his administration, it is also important that we tidy all ends. Contracts that are non-binding should be laid to rest. Any arbitration that is ongoing must be looked into. And we should be very mindful not to pacify people, people or companies that do not have capacity, but to pacify them and incorporate them into local content. We should be very careful of that, sir.
I stand to give my full support to this very important motion that is meant to change the economic industrial landscape of Nigeria. This single project, as already said by the mover, will generate 3,050 megawatts of electricity. Bear in mind that the present generation for the whole country, with all the dams, with all the power plants, with all the 10 projects of NIPP, the generation is not more than always hovering around 3,500, 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts. So if we can get one source that will just bring in 3,000, you can imagine the positive change that will happen to the country. But unfortunately, despite the glaring and obvious importance of this project has suffered so many setbacks.
Now there are no issues again. No money has been paid. Sunrise has the right as a local content to contest and to bid for such projects. Now that the present administration has also taken this as one of its legacy projects, we commend the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to have taken this bold initiative. And he has taken this project away from the NSIA and give it to the Green Infrastructural Fund. And they are ready to fund. But also, sir, I want to let us adhere strictly to the prayer of this motion. Let us have an ad hoc committee in place, not only to carry out this investigative hearing, but also to follow through with whatever is happening in this particular area, so that Nigeria, for once, if this additional 3,050 megawatt will come into our system, it will go a long way to help businesses, create more employment, and also move this country forward.
Also worried that the agreement between a Russian firm and the Republic of Niger to construct the Kandaji hydropower project, located about 180 kilometers northwest of the capital Niamey along the Niger River, will reduce the volume of water supply to and hamper the capacity of Kainji Dam to generate electricity for Nigeria. Encouraged by the proactive steps taken by His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in attending and taking action at COP28 Climate Summit in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, UAE, in December 2023, to improve Nigeria's electricity supply through the renewable energy. Resolve, urge the Senate Committee on Finance, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Finance, to include the Mambila hydroelectric project funding as part of the legacy project, and the 15% counterpart funding, which is 868,800,000 USD, to be funded from the Renewed Hope Infrastructural Development Funds.
It's a very important motion because power is sine qua non for an industrial nation. Any nations that wants to get it right in terms of industrialization, power is sine qua non. You can't do without it. And the issue of Mambila has been around for the past 25 years. When I was in the House of Representatives, it was there, we were part of it, but it couldn't be actualized. And now we have come to going by the revelation by Senator Sani Musa, we can say that the project is good to go.
So I think the government should actually focus more on the electricity part of this country, because most companies that are living in the country are living because of electricity, and the kind of money they spend on diesel, we should honor the amount of diesel. So it's not good for a company to stay in such countries. So I think they should work on that and also work on insecurities and then work on other things like rules. I would like you guys to hear your views about the video about in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like our video, and share the friends to do the same. I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned, guys.